Hello, I'm the Analyst, and normally I talk about Hollywood's biggest financial blunders. Today, however, I'm here to talk about the worst of 2016. The Golden Raspberry Award nominations were announced on Monday, and because of how bad many of the films in 2016 were, every category has 6 nominees instead of the usual 5. So today we're going to go through the 20 worst reviewed films of 2016. Why top 20? Because much like the Razzies, there was a surplus of crap this year. Also, I know this is a bit late, and obviously clickbait, but whatever, let's go on. These will be sorted by their raw Rotten Tomato score, i.e. their positive reviews divided by their total reviews. And before we begin, movies like Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Zoolander 2, and Ben-Hur all failed to crack the top 20 worst, let alone the 30 worst. So that's going to tell you something about how bad these things are. Plus, we're going to restrict this to films that achieved a wide release, which here will mean it played in at least 1,000 theaters domestically in a single weekend. Okay, then here we go. Number 20, Ice Age Collision Course. Raw score 15.09%. Critics felt that it was unoriginal and unfunny, and this entry wound up selling less than half as many tickets as its predecessor, suggesting the franchise has finally frozen over. Number 19, The Wildlife. Raw score 14.81%. Based on Robinson Crusoe, critics felt it was lacking energy and substance despite its animation and was only for the little kiddies. Number 18, Ride Along 2, raw score 14.02%. The sequel to the 2014 comedy hit reunited Kevin Hart and Ice Cube along with much of the story elements, but not a whole lot of humor. Number 17, Meet the Blacks. Raw score 12.50%. Parodying the Purge series, this parody managed to lack laughs and was seen as incompetent, wrong-headed, and crass without much of a purpose. Number 16, Collateral Beauty. Raw score 12.33%. What could have been the feel-good movie of December 2016 collapsed into a mean-spirited, almost laughably bad drama featuring corporate maneuvering and out-of-nowhere plot twists. Number 15, the Divergent series, Allegiant. Raw score 12.28%. Neither of the other Divergent films were critical successes, but this entry did little to improve on its predecessors, and now the franchise is getting put down theatrically. Number 14, The Choice. Raw score 11.84%. The Nicholas Sparks formula is familiar to all and painful to some, but this film pains even the fans of his other works with its incredibly sappy formula. Number 13, When the Bow Breaks. Raw score 11.76%. Coming in a long line of domestic thriller stalker films, this film wound up being shallow, predictable, and surprisingly enough, silly. Number 12, 9 Lives. Raw score 10.91%. Boring kids with its corporate meetings and annoying parents with its misinformation on how to treat your cats, it says something when the online cat videos that air before your movie are the best part of the movie. Number 11, Dirty Grandpa. Raw score 10.48%. Robert De Niro just about hits a career low with this crass, unfunny raunch fest that proves what could be a movie shouldn't necessarily be a movie. Number 10, The Forest. Raw score 9.76%. The first nationwide release in 2016, The Forest saw Natalie Dormer give her all in a dual role, but the horror simply lacked enough to justify it. Number 9, Norm of the North. Raw score 9.38%. This was supposed to be a direct-to-video movie, but it got released theatrically, featuring stupid plotting, bare-bones animation, and annoying characters. This is only for the fans of bear twerking. Number 8. God's Not Dead 2. Raw score, 8.57%. In 2014, God's Not Dead became a surprise hit with Christians, though it painted everyone else in negative light. The sequel preaches to that exact same choir and to nobody else. Number 7. 50 Shades of Black. Raw score, 6.82%. Marlon Wayans parodies aren't well received by critics, so getting mauled shouldn't be a surprise. But what is? Being less funny than its source material, the unintentionally funny 50 Shades of Grey. Number 6. Mother's Day. Raw score, 6.62%. Poor Gary Marshall, having the last thing he made before he died being this misguided, effort-free romantic comedy that brought down the likes of Julia Roberts, Kate Hudson, and Jennifer Aniston. Number 5. Hillary's America. Raw score, 3.7%. Who here thinks that this documentary had any help in letting Donald Trump become president? Probably none, as it was full of pandering, insane logic, and bad reenactments. No wonder Brad Jones walked out of it. Number 4. The Darkness. Raw score, 3.57%. A cliche-riddled mess, The Darkness is clumsy and just not scary, leaving its cast with one giant stinker. Number 3. Shut-In. Raw score, 3.23%. Naomi Watts, Jacob Tremblay, what are you doing here? This is a waste of talent that is boring, predictable, and nonsensical. Okay, these last two wound up in a tie for the lowest raw score at 0% each, so the number of reviews they received will break that tie. Number 2, The Disappointments Room. This long-delayed Kate Beckinsale horror found itself lacking in tension and originality, so we better keep it locked up for good. And finally, the worst reviewed wide release of 2016 was Max Steel! Trying to adapt a kid series / toy product line into a major motion picture, it's tough. But this seemed like it never even tried, lacking fun, originality, even the defining character, or his traits. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Click on that like button and be sure to subscribe.